How's it going, guys? Today's a little bit of an impromptu stream. I wasn't planning on going live today, but I wanted to do things a little bit differently. And instead of curating some photos in advance, I thought I would just take you guys into more of the raw process of how I go about selecting photos for stock and kind of what goes through my thought process when I'm choosing. Again, like I always have the chat open, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop those in the chat. Otherwise, today's going to be kind of a silent session. I'll have the music turned up in the background for you guys. If you want to just work to it, feel free. Or if you have any questions about what I'm doing at any time, just feel free to ask. It's a great opportunity to kind of share our work processes together, and that's what these videos are all about. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into my Lightroom catalog, and you guys are welcome to follow along with me as I go about making about 50-ish selects, hopefully. If we can get about 50, that will be great for today's video. Otherwise, we'll see what we can get. Without further ado, let's jump in. So yeah, recently I just had some files open here. This was just like an old wedding, some like random stuff. I'm gonna pop open some of these photos. This is of my friend when they were blowing. We were working on some glass projects actually, and yeah. One sec, I'm just popping out my. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to make a quick adjustment to the chat so we could see what's going on. Oh, that's weird. All right. Okay, we're back with it. Sorry. So, yeah, as you can see too, like I already had some of these photos flagged in the past. A few of them have already been worked on, but I think there are a few that we can still pull from this sort of batch. Like, even stuff like this. Hopefully we can get one a little bit more exposure. And obviously, yeah, we'll have to take all the labels out and stuff, but we'll see if we can do that right now, maybe like with Gen Fill, but normally this kind of thing I would take into Photoshop. It's okay, but that one kind of feels most natural. Yeah, we'll see if we can get away with this. I don't love it. I don't love Gen Fill in general, to be honest with you guys, but for these sort of things, it does the trick. Yeah, that's a ball. That's an exercise ball right there. If I ever seen one. We'll just go back to library, make sure that's picked. These sort of like random objects on white that I took forever ago, like totally get overlooked, but you know, there's potential in them for sure. If you know what this is, then you know. Didn't do lens correction on the previous one. It does make a huge difference on these. Still got a bit of a green cast. I'll give it a little bit more pink probably. Make sure it's picked. And then we've got some other like fine examples of the same object, just on a basic surface. If it's exposed and sharp, then I think we'll take it. Otherwise, I'm not too worried about it. I didn't really know what I was doing when these photos were taken, to be quite honest, so. But hey, that's another one for the bank. This sort of thing too, like I would probably take this into Photoshop, close cut it, even with the ball too. Like we could make a separate file for the ball being just close cut. These are great photos actually of the wheel. This was for glasswork. It's a great shot, but you know it does need a little bit of denoise. I don't usually use the denoise feature in Lightroom, but it does do quite a bit of work. Even if you're just at like 50%, 100% for me, I find it starts to look kind of like AI, like not quite an illustration, but like trying to be an illustration. You know what I mean? So I'll go 50%. Of course, I'll have to change my filters for that, but yeah, and like it can get a little confusing. Like the reason I try not to use the denoise feature as much because yeah, as you can see, like how my filters are all set up for my entire library, it doesn't include those files once they get made. So the first time I used the feature, I was honestly a little bit confused because it wasn't showing up. But then of course there it is. It's better. It still has some of that, and it's kind of borderline on that AI quality that I'm talking about, but not quite that look. Anyway, I might go ahead and process this one out right now, just to be safe, to make sure it makes it in the next batch. I'm pretty happy with it overall. It doesn't need a whole lot. Maybe we'll throw a little radial mask up in the corner. Why not? Just brighten it. Give a little suggestion of where the light's coming from. But aside from that, like maybe we'll try and bring these blacks up, but I don't think it's going to cooperate too much. That's fine. Yeah, I don't usually do this like this early in the process, but we'll do a full keyword generation and everything for this photo. We'll give it some instructions like the photo was taken in a glass manufacturing workshop. I think I spelled manufacturer. Manufacturing. Yeah, and if you have any questions about this process here that I'm doing, if this feature looks kind of weird too, because your Lightroom obviously doesn't have this plugin by default, then just go ahead and ask me, because I've touched on it in a previous live stream, but I'm super open to sharing what I know about the Pixify Studio application.